Good morning, good day, good afternoon, however you want to put it. I'm back with another word of encouragement this morning. I think I'm going to start calling these like Talks with T or like T Speaks or there you go, T Speaks. Because I feel like I feel like God is leading me into something more than me coming on for encouragement. I feel like He's leading me into using my voice more, but not only using my voice more, but putting my face out there as well. So we're going to call these, and I don't know if it's going to be a set time. I don't know if it's always going to be in the morning. I don't know any of that yet, but I definitely do feel like He's calling me into something more than what I thought that I was doing, more than what I expected to be doing. But that's God, right? That's what He does. But my word of encouragement for today is, even if it doesn't look right to others, it doesn't mean that God didn't call you to it. Or we can turn that and say, even if it doesn't look right to others, it doesn't mean that you're supposed to fit in. You're not supposed to fit in, actually. You're not supposed to fit in. We were made to stand out for a reason. We were made to glow for a reason. We were made to do all of these things for a reason. We were not, however, made to blend in. We were not made to blend in at all. And this encouragement came from two different parts of the Bible. So we've been, of course, doing Holy Week and Bible study last night in the last 7 sayings of Jesus. And in that, of course, we all know how that happened. It's in Luke. Well, the portion that I have been going through is in Luke, if you guys want to go back to that. But, so the scripture I'm going to give you this morning is Luke 23 and 40. And it goes beyond 40, I believe, down to 43. Don't quote me. You can go read it. But, so the encouragement that I'm giving you this morning came from that, because the one soldier did not blend in with everybody else. The one soldier stood out. He didn't mock Jesus like everybody else did. He didn't stay quiet when everybody else was mocking, even though what he had to say was different than everybody else's. His one voice speaking up, and speaking up for what was right, speaking up for a moment of repentance, speaking up for the righteous. His one voice overpowered everybody else's voice that was mocking Jesus. His one voice overpowered everybody else that has said something negative or said something wrong. And of course, you can go back and read it. Everybody's going to get their own perspective of it. I'm giving you what He gave me. Or even my own very perspective of it. But you can go back and read that for yourself. But he, even though everybody else was speaking up, he spoke up, but he spoke up in a different tone. He spoke up in a different volume. And because he spoke up in a different tone, in a different volume, because he had a different posture from everybody else, he was promised paradise. Because he spoke up, even though he spoke up at the last minute, and to him, well, in that moment, it was very, very different. He stood out from everybody else because he didn't blend in to do what everybody else was doing. He didn't blend in to say what everybody else was saying. He didn't even blend in to have a posture of what everybody else was having. And even in that moment of a not so pretty moment, I'm going to say, even in that not so pretty moment, he was not afraid to stand out and stand off from everybody else. He was not afraid to stand up for what was right. He wasn't afraid to use his voice to overpower. His one voice overpowered all of those negative voices. His one voice. So that right there tells you that When God is calling you to speak, or when you feel the nudge or the notion to speak out, but you're not speaking out, or you're not acting out what everybody else is acting out, you feel like, oh, well, they're not doing this, so why are you calling me? He's calling you so that you can stand out. He's calling you so that you can be that one, the one example, the one positive example in the mix of everybody else. Or he's calling you out to be that one bright light in a room full of, he's calling you to be that one green light, I'm going to say. The one green light in a room full of all of those red lights. So green means go, of course, you know, which I'm going to turn it to positivity. So green means go, and that's positivity. Red means stop, like stop, you're doing something wrong, stop, you're coming to the end, stop, or something's going to happen. A red light, stop, because if you don't stop at that red light and you go across, you're going to be in an accident. So in a room full of people using a red light, when God is calling them to stop or calling them to stand out, be that one person that has that green light. Be that one person that is setting the example. And you never know who is waiting for, I've been saying this all week so far, you never know who's waiting for you to stand out or step out and do the one thing that God is calling you to do. You never know who's waiting for you to, or even what is waiting for you. You never know what is waiting for you. He could call you to prepare, you not know why he's calling you to prepare. Noah, you not know or not understand what is going on. Other people, let me change that around. You know and understand what is going on. Other people, because it looks different to them, is not going to understand. They're going to mock you. They're going to talk about you. Well, what is he doing? But you be that one person that does what God is calling you to do. An act of disobedience is you not abiding by what God has called you to do. And delayed obedience is definitely still disobedience. So when God calls you to do something and you don't have to go talk to everybody else. You don't have to go talk to Sister Mary, or you don't have to go talk to Brother John, or whoever. You don't have to go talk to anybody else to get confirmation on what God has already called you to do. Because what's going to happen is they're going to look at you probably like you're crazy, and they're going to say, well, why would he call you to do that? They're going to try to talk you out of it. So when God calls you to do something, you don't need confirmation from anybody. You don't need validation from anybody. He's already confirmed. He's already validated. He's already giving you the go. He's already told you to be that one green light. So in a room full of, or in a space, an atmosphere, or whatever, full of everybody else that is doing the very same thing, you be that one person to stand out. And of course, we all know when one person stands out, eventually 2 or 3 other people in the crowd are going to look at that one person and say, well, what are they doing? I'm interested in that over there. And that is how we gain followers. That is how we grow the kingdom. Because you're abiding, you're being obedient to what God has called you to do. And in turn, you're standing out. You're sticking out. I'm going to say you're sticking out like a sore thumb. You're standing out and you're sticking out. You're not necessarily being the sore thumb, but you are sticking out. And they're now wondering, okay, well, what are they doing? What is that? I'm wondering what's going on over there. Like, I'm curious as to see what is going on this other side. They're going to come over, and that's how we grow the kingdom. So be that one person that sticks out. You don't have to take it back to the soldier. You don't have to be afraid to speak up and amplify your voice. Even if it feels like nobody else is doing it, they're not going to. Maybe God is calling you to be that one person to start that. You know how trends start, and I'm going to use TikTok for instance. TikTok came out, and if somebody posted a video, it was trending. Everybody wanted to do that dance. And that's all you heard for months and months and months. Even now, that's all you hear for months and months and months. It's the same old, I'm going to use the Boots on the Ground song because that irks me. But I'm going to use that song. Everybody, it's a dance. It's something new. It's a trend. And because that's a trend and everybody was interested in learning it, everybody was interested in, oh, well, I don't want to go to the family barbecue and not know this dance, or I don't want to go here, there, everywhere, or to the club, wherever you go. I don't want to go there and not know this dance because everybody else is doing this dance. So what? Maybe you're not supposed to know it. Maybe you're supposed to stand out from everybody else. Maybe you're supposed to be pushed off from everybody else. So what if you don't know it? But you do know what you do know is that you have God backing you. You have God covering you. And even if you are that one person that doesn't know that dance, you might be that one person that knows that word. You might be that one person that gives that word of encouragement. You might be that one person that they need to sit aside in case something happens. You never know. It may not make sense in the moment, but at the end of it, on the other side of it, it's all going to come together. It's all going to work together. It's all going to show. He's going to reveal it to you in the end. Why he chose you to stick out. Why he chose you to do what he called you to do. It's all going to work out. We know it's in the Bible, in Romans. It's all going to work out for the greater good of God. It's all going to work out. So don't be afraid to step out. Don't be afraid to stand out. Don't be afraid to be that one person to stand out from everybody else. Don't be afraid to do that one thing that nobody understands. Make sure you step out and abide by God's law. Abide by what he has called you to do. Obey what he has called you to do and step into it. Step into it confidently and boldly. You may not understand, like I said, in the beginning, but as you go along, he's going to start revealing things to you. As you get closer to the end, closer to what it is that he wants you to get to, you're going to be like, oh, I'm so glad he took me on this route instead of taking me on that route. I'm so glad I listened. I'm so glad I was still. I'm so glad that I was able to hear the voice of God detouring me onto another road, onto another track. I'm so glad that I heard and I was in a position to be able to hear. That's important. You have to be in a position to be able to hear. If you're not in a position to be able to hear, you then are going to be looking like everybody else. So it's important that you listen. It's important that you obey. And it's important that you do whatever it is that he is calling you to do, even if it doesn't make sense in that moment. Or even if you sound different in that moment. Even if you're not doing what everybody else is doing in that moment. Be bold enough, be brave enough, have enough faith to step out and do what it is that God has called you to do. I love you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Happy Good Friday, by the way. But I love you all. I'm almost at work, so I love you all, and have a great day.